Hello world, we're your cherry bombs. I'm Vera.
And I'm Alexandra.
And welcome to today's video.
In this video, we're going to be telling you some of our crazy Russian childhood stories from summers. So stay tuned for the stories. This is part 1. We might upload part 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 because we grew up in Russia and we have a lot of stories to tell.
Let's get started. So the first story that we'd like to tell is the one that traumatized me for all eternity.
This exaggeration is not okay.
So this story happened when I was like 5. It's a story of how my beautiful sister right here stepped on my stomach. Is this okay? I don't know.
Yeah, we were at our grandma's house. It was 5 hours away from where we lived.
Really? It was that long?
Yeah, it was very, very far away.
Where our grandma lived, it was like a village.
Yeah, it was just a village, like a typical Russian village.
Yes.
And we would spend a lot of our summers there, like full summers, 2 to 3 months there.
And then we'd come back home and then the house was like redone.
Yeah, every single time, and it smelled like, wow, what is this?
We lived in St. Petersburg, like the suburbs of it, I think. It was kind of far away from the city, like 20 minutes. Anyways, I remember she was lying on the floor in our grandma's house, and I don't know why, I was like, instead of jumping over her, because in Russia, if you're laying down, someone stepped over you, they say you're not gonna grow, and then the person who just got stepped over, they get mad, and they're like, no, I need to grow, you have to step back, you have to take a step like over me again, but backwards. Just Russian things.
Yeah, and she was just lying on the floor, and I don't remember this, but I remember how I stepped on her stomach. Yeah, I was trying to not just step on it and walk, I was trying to do like step and walk, so like not really a full step, just kind of like touch and jump. I don't know, I was 10, what do you expect? You were 5, you agreed, okay? You were like, okay, I'm gonna lay down on the floor and you can
I didn't agree.
You never disagreed. You never said like, okay, how about you don't? Because I told you what I was gonna do. You were like, okay. And I ended up, because you can't just like tap and jump, I stepped on her stomach, like literally on her stomach. Good story.
Okay, also another story. This kind of spontaneous. It's not what we planned, but I'm feeling a little bit of inspiration right now. Where we lived, suburb, we had a park nearby. It was a forest, so it was great, you know?
It was not a trail, but...
No. I mean, it's kind of similar. But anyways, so I remember this one specific spot where we'd usually walk through the road, and then on the sides there were like a
little cliff, but not a cliff, it was sand.
Yeah, it wasn't
more.
It wasn't that tall. It was like about a meter, maybe a meter and a half. So I remember once, I was also young, like 6 or 5. I was like, oh, daddy, catch me. So I jumped off.
No, you were younger. You were like 4 or something.
4?
Because he could still catch me.
Okay.
He caught me. He was just standing there at the bottom, and then you were on a cliff, then you jump and dad catches you.
Yeah, okay, so he caught her. And then I just got up and I wanted to do the same. So I was like, daddy, catch me. And I jumped and he didn't catch me because he didn't hear me.
He wasn't paying attention, and she landed flat on her stomach.
The
like,
wind was knocked out of me. Like all the breath just...
just like this.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot, also spontaneous, but anyways, this just reminds me every time we'd go biking in the park when I was also young with dad. You don't know how many times I fell, like, off my bike. Because, okay, the hills that go like this, they have so many rocks on them. Yeah. It's crazy.
In the forest?
Yeah. So I was just riding my bike and I fell so hard, I flew by, and I had like a scar on my lip for a while.
Yeah, they're not just rocks, they're the roots of the trees too, because it's a forest, so Russian forest.
Russia's not a biking destination.
If you know, if you don't, it's hard to explain. So as we were saying in the beginning, most of the summers we would spend at our grandma's house.
Yeah.
And she's a great person, we don't have anything against her, obviously she's our grandma, part of the fam, part of the cherry pie. But she would make us breakfast in the morning, and for some reason we never really felt hungry in the morning, we didn't really want to eat. And then one time she made 8 eggs for the 2 of us, and if she were 6, then I was like 11. It is impossible to eat 8 eggs in the morning. And then they were cold, and like you have a plate full of eggs, and she hates eggs in the first place. We had to eat them, and she was like, you're not leaving the house until you finish all of them.
Yeah, so I think we were eating them in like the normal room where we eat them, but then if we took too long, she'd usually send us to another room.
Yeah, and one time we were eating different eggs, not the 8 eggs. It was just like it was just an egg. You crack an egg and just like that you fry it.
Okay.
It's not a scrambled
So like an
egg.
omelet?
It's just
No.
Yeah, and I didn't want to eat it, and Vera had the same thing. She didn't want to eat it either, so she sent us. We were like in the kitchen area, and since we were taking too long, like 45 minutes to eat the egg, we didn't want to eat. She sent us inside. With the room, there was the 𝐾𝐥𝐀𝙀𝙀. It was like a fireplace, a typical Russian fireplace. Picture right here. And we were just sitting there for another 40 minutes, and then Grandma went to the garden to pick up some tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever, because I think she's still growing them. A lot of vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Vegetables and flowers and all. And then I was like, Vera, this is our chance. So I grabbed the plate with her egg and my egg. We opened 𝐾𝐥𝐀𝙀𝙀,
which is the
where you usually put the wood inside and you set it on fire and it keeps the house warm. And we took some of the wood out. We put the egg really far, covered it in
you know, the fireplace stuff.
Yeah, like the remains of the burnt woods. We covered it in that.
Oh, cinder.
Yeah.
Oh, Cinderella.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Zulushka Zala.
Okay, anyways.
We covered it in that and we put the wood on top. So the eggs burned and we didn't have to eat them. And then Grandma came like, oh, we finished. She was like, wow, it took you a while. Like, yeah, it's so yummy. Can we go play now?
As Alexandra already mentioned, we used to play a lot when we would go there because there were other kids, I think.
A couple.
Yeah.
But it was really far, so not everybody wanted to commute from the city like 4 or 5 hours by car just to stay with the grandmother.
But most kids just came to visit their grandmothers. Or maybe it was like their vacation place. I mean, kind of. This one time I remember Alexandra, she was going to use the toilet in the pool.
And the toilet's outside because there's no water.
It's like a whole toilet, you know what we mean. You just, you know.
They built a little thing,
like
and then you open the door. It was the new one that we were using, and then there's a hole.
Yeah, so that's where you basically do your business in.
We were supposed to go and take a bath because it was Saturday, because we would always go on Saturday. She would warm up the water a couple times a week. It's just a complicated process to live in a Russian village. But yeah, so I was in the bathroom and then she kept banging on the door, like, open the door. I don't know, she was being annoying.
I also don't remember most of these stories because I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So I was just banging on the door and then
being annoying. I was done with my business and I just opened the door, like I pushed it, and I didn't know she was still there. So
you heard me banging.
Yeah, but I thought you left already. I was like, maybe she's done being annoying, but apparently she wasn't. And then I opened the door and it slammed her face and her nose started bleeding.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Oh, that's why I have a bump.
There's no bump.
Look, I have a bump on my nose.
Просто нос как у дедушки Юры, хватит.
I think she broke my nose, guys. Vote yes or no?
No. Her nose started bleeding, and then Grandma got really mad at me because like, oh, poor thing, her nose is bleeding, you could have broken her nose. So she sent me outside, like right in front of the house. You leave through the fence and there's like a bench. And in the summer in Russia, especially in those villages, there's so many mosquitoes.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's really bad. And she was like, you're not going inside the house. She wasn't yelling, but she was just like upset that I hit my sister. Because like, that's not what sisters do. So I was laying down on the bench because I was ready to sleep outside. Because I was like, I don't think she's going to let me in.
Just imagine the visual.
Like, yeah, because I told Vera, I was like, oh, sorry. And then she was just crying and whatever. So I was just like on the bench like this. Laying down on the bench that some neighbor built. It was like wood bench. That's it. So I was just laying down and then Grandma came. She was like, oh, you know, it's okay, but like next time you should just pay attention to where she is. Like, yeah, but she was being annoying. Grandma was like, it's okay, you can sleep inside the house. And I was almost crying because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna sleep inside the house. I'll sleep outside with the mosquitoes on the bench.
On the freaking bench.
Yeah, we don't know Russians.
On the topic of violence. Back in Russian school, I think it was like 3rd grade. I remember my best friend and I, we were just sitting at our desk during art class.
I wasn't sitting there.
That's why you're not my best friend. And the teacher, I think she was just being really boring. So my friend, she had a brilliant idea of, you know how witches make like things in their cauldron, like the soups? So we were trying to make that. Potions, yes, that's the word. So we had, I think, like a glass and we had some water, and what we were trying to do was cut up an eraser, and of course I was doing the task. So I was just cutting up my eraser, and you know what I cut?
My finger.
My freaking finger. I actually cut off a piece, so it went like, instead of this, it just went like, it was so bad. The thing is, at the time, I think with teachers I was a little bit shy, so I never wanted to admit that I need help. So My
Especially
finger.
with Russian teachers though.
Oh,
in
no.
some other video will tell you all the stories that happen in school. I have a lot of them.
Yeah. Regarding the finger story, it was bleeding so bad. Like, you don't understand. My dress, my uniform, it was all red. And people were coming by and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I thought I was gonna faint. Because like I was losing a lot of blood, okay? So I was like, "Oh yeah, a marker broke off."
Yeah, she said that the marker
The red
leaked,
mark.
and they believe.
My finger shape right now it's fine, but I think you still have a scar if you look for it. Oh yeah, over here. It was not normal.
Wild,
Crazy, gone violent.
So talking about school, I would get sick a lot in Russia. I don't know why. Maybe because I was young, or maybe because we lived where it was always cold.
Oh yeah.
I would get sick a lot. And one time I was sick, but I was coughing all the time. When you're just in class and you need to let it out, and you can't because you're in class. And I was also very shy in school. I never left the class, even if I had to go to the bathroom or something. Never left. Just like wait for the break, because the class is only 45 minutes. And I remember we were sitting in math, and I was at it was like the first desk, the closest one to the board. And I was sitting with my friend, we were solving some kind of math problem, and I started coughing, like just dying. I was like all red, like all crying red. Like,
you know how it happens. You're coughing so bad. You're trying to not to cough, but your throat just tickles.
Yeah, and you try to like itch it with your throat, like you sit there like no, listen to this. All red, crying, like my friend was like, "Are you okay?" I was like couldn't even say yes, like sweating because I know that people are gonna like hear me now and they're gonna be like, "What the heck's going on with her?" So I was just like already crying, sweating, dying, and then the teacher heard me and saw me dying. She was like, "Do you need to leave?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why are you still here? Go." So I flew out of the class and I was just outside of the class like dying.
No, but that type of cough, if you cough, it makes it worse.
Yeah, it's unstoppable. You can't stop. Happened here in I think in school or
it happens
in college too. It's just so embarrassing because you're just sitting dying. And
only happens in public. It never happens if you're just at home.
If you're at home, you're like fine. In public, you're like cough attack.
You know.
Okay, when we were kids, we were very artistic, or at least I was very creative.
I was creative.
Because I was. And I would always make up different dances and like put on those shows.
Different dances.
I wish I had the videos, but I don't. Mom has them, I don't.
Yeah.
So we would always dance for like kids songs, any kind of songs. We would just like create a dance
and perform, you know,
and perform in front of the family, in front of everyone. That's why I think we're still okay dancing in public. The other day was our mom's birthday. We went for a picnic at the beach, and it was like a pretty open space, and then Taya brought the amplifier.
So like
so we're playing music and we were just dancing there, and I didn't really care if people were looking or not. So I think the childhood played an important part.
Yes.
But anyways, we'd make up those dances, and one time we were at the grandma's house again, of course, because it was summer. What else are we gonna do? So we put on this show for grandma.
No, it was in the other village. We had to
no. First we did it in our village because there were two of them. One was like, I don't know how long you should walk, like 15-minute walk, but we would always bike. Even our friends were participating. Like everybody was, I was creating a huge cult out of all that. Yeah. So first grandma and like all of her neighbors came because we had invitations. Everybody was coming to watch our show.
Very official
show. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we danced, we performed like kids. I mean, it wasn't that good, but it was not that bad.
We would like practice for hours, and then when it came down to it, we would just look at it.
We had costumes.
You made it up on the spot.
We had art. Yeah, we would always make it up on the spot because you would never remember anything. Neither would I. Funny. Anyways, every single time the dance would be different.
Yeah, you'd just be like, and we would be like.
No, some moves would always be the same, but some would always be different. And so we decided to just go on tour. We decided to go on tour and bless the other village with our performances. So we grabbed our
like speaker.
No, it was like a radio, you know those.
Like a speaker radio, you know.
Picture right here. And then we grabbed all of our costumes, all the equipment that we had to bring, like baskets and stuff, I don't know, whatever we needed for our cool dances. And we went to another village, and then everybody lined up in like a circle. Everybody was watching us, all the cool Russian grandmas, and we started performing and dancing there. And what was your favorite move?
Oh, my favorite move. So first of all, I used to do gymnastics, or I think I just quit. But it was like around the time where I was really flexible. So one of my key moves, you know, was when I would step on my toes, like just like bend them like this and just walk around. Yeah, so I was little, and I would stand like this, and I would have to fall straight on my butt.
Yeah, just like falling. It would be so funny because everybody, all the girls was like, oh my god, it's so adorable. And I think she got a concussion.
Actually, like I just felt everything going up to my head, and that was just, imagine doing that now. Key move.
That's that.
That's that. And also, speaking of the other village, I think we had a couple friends there. Most of our friends we had, they were there. Our grandma, she wouldn't typically let us go into the other village because it was like far away or something. I don't know why she
No, because she didn't want us to go into someone else's house because it's Russian grandma's.
Oh yeah. So, but then
don't want to bother.
We just, I think we sneaked past her or something.
Always. We would always go there anyway.
Yeah, so we just went there and insert a picture of a rope. We had one of our friends there, and she also had a dog. And then that rope, it was like somewhere in the forest. It was tied to a tree. I think it was near her house. But only people in the other village knew about it. And our grandma, she would never let us go on the rope.
No, because she said it would be dangerous, and if someone saw it, they're supposed to tell her. And we told on us one time, but that's
because I mean, it kind of is dangerous. Because you just, if there's like a tree, the rope was tied, and you just like get swung into the forest. Like, is that not dangerous?
Yeah, and it's like the forest. It's like you stand right here, the rope's right here, and then it goes downhill like that. So if you fall,
it was so fun though.
It was. Grandma didn't know.
It was the best. She didn't know, so she just went.
Yeah, we would always sneak out. We have more stories from our summers with grandma in a Russian village.
We have a lot of stories.
So if you want to see more, comment down below.
Moral of these stories, it really made our summers fun and our childhood very fun and entertaining and adventurous. Our upbringing really contributed to who we are right now.
Yeah, I absolutely am grateful for what we had when we were kids, and I'm very happy that I had sisters because I wasn't alone and we could always play together. And I'm grateful that my parents let me do whatever I wanted to do, like all those dances, and they had to watch all of the shows and everything.
And they were long.
Yeah.
They were like 40-30 minutes.
Yeah, because we had like so many songs planned, so many dances, they would always watch. Yeah, so we had a great childhood, and even though we weren't really fans of going to our grandma's house, I'm very happy about it. What?
I tried to make you yawn. So if you guys know the origin of my nose bump, just let me know in the comments below.
You don't have a nose bump. It's just because that's how your nose is. It's not supposed to be straight. That's how your nose is, and that's how it's always gonna be.
No, I think I got a bump, guys.
Yeah.
Look, guys, trick. And now,
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching it, give it a big fat thumbs up. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join the fam. Be a part of the cherry pie. Bye. And
thumbnail.